good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. This is Kim from Naturally Kim's Knitting. I want to welcome all of you to this podcast all about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn, all of which I do from my home right here outside of Lima, Ohio. I'm trying to find good light, guys. It's very hard. That's not too bad. Sorry about the dining room light back there, but you know. Anyways, yeah, I'm already starting off just babbling away. Sorry about that, guys. Anybody who's watched me for a while knows that I love to talk, which is good. Um, Today is May 26th, 2020, and this is episode number 212. You can say hi to my husband as he went by behind me. You can find me online on Ravelry as NapiersKnits, and then also Naturally Kim's Knitting Podcast Group, where you can join in with all kinds of craft alongs or knit alongs or whatever alongs we are doing at that time. I'm also on Instagram as knittin_Kim, and I'm on YouTube, Blogger, Facebook, and WordPress as Naturally Kim's Knitting. Got the introduction out of the way. Don't have any new friends this week, but that's okay. Um, it's just kind of a nice time to be talking with all of you guys and just visiting. And when we have new ones, I love to visit with you too. Okay, so I mentioned something about craft alongs and knit alongs. Well, I would be horrible to mention them and then not to have a couple going on. Well, every month we have a finished object craft along, and we call it a craft along because it could be anything you've knit, spun, crocheted, dyed, sewed, woodcraft, anything that's crafty. And what do? Well, all you have to do is take a picture of your item, post it in the finished object for May thread in Ravelry. And if it has a pattern name, please include it so that, other people can check out the work. I figured my pup was going to bark. She's not. I'm surprised. Um, Anyways, and then you'll be eligible to win one of the prizes. Um, Prizes, you say? What could those possibly be? Well, you would have an option between a $10 Amazon gift card, a $10 KnitPicks gift card, or any pattern on Ravelry up to $10 in value. So that will close. The drawing will be on June 1st, 2020. I may just wait until I can't decide whether I'm going to announce it on the podcast or have a special drawing thing. Anyways, what I do for this is for 1 to 10 entries, I give one prize. If there's from 1 to 20, I give 2. 1 to 30, I give 3. And so on and so forth. So it's a nice way to get an Amazon or KnitPicks gift card or another Ravelry pattern, because she who dies with the most patterns wins. That's my philosophy. I read it somewhere. I didn't make it up. Then, of course, we have another special, I'm going to call it a craft along because it doesn't have to be knit. It could be knit or crocheted. Any free pattern on Ravelry. Find a free pattern, knit it up, submit it to the right thread in Ravelry, and there are a lot of free patterns out there right now. You'll be eligible for the same prizes as what I had in the other one. Either a $10 KnitPicks, $10 Amazon, or a giftable, I should have said that for the other one, a giftable pattern for up to $10. It doesn't have to be a Ravelry pattern. If you can find another pattern that is giftable and you would like it, let me know. Okay. Whew. Also, we do have one of our members, and I'm going to say asteroid. I'm not sure if that's right. But she has donated a giftable pattern from Ravelry up to $10 for one of the winners of our knit-alongs. So if you win and you want one of the patterns, let me know. I'll let Asteroid know, and she'll have it sent to you. And then we have something else special going on right now. I'm going to stop announcing this before long. Have any of you taken advantage of the free pattern from Myla's Knit Corner? All you had to do was to have purchased a pattern before and then purchase another one, and where it has the coupon code at checkout, put SendingHugs, because you know I love to send hugs. And then you can receive one free pattern. I love her patterns. As you know, I love her patterns. If you haven't done it yet and you've purchased from before, this is a wonderful gift from Myla. She is such a sweet, sweet lady. Okay, let's see. I am not showing any of my knitting today. Shock. I know. What is going on, Kim? What do you mean? This is a knitting podcast and you're not showing knitting. Well, as you know, I had shoulder surgery a week ago yesterday. And my knitting is progressing. I am able to knit, but I've not been able to knit like I could before. So the socks haven't made any progress. I have been working on one of the pattern tests that I'm doing for Taiga Hilliard. I've been working on her, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of it. One of her tunics. I've been working on it, and I'm on the edging of it right now. It is gorgeous, so beautiful. And I'm making it with loops and threads, Joy DK color, DK color Iris. And then the other sweater I finished, and that I made out of West Indian fiber, amethyst, and lapis amethyst sky from Katkari. Now, as soon as those are released, I will show them on here. I also realize that there is something else that I've not shown on here yet, and that's my Shakespeare in Love sweater. That's because with all of this going on, it's been difficult for me to put it together. I started stitching it together last night. It's still going to take me at least one more night, if not two, because stitching it is harder than knitting is. So I will show it, and hopefully I will have it on next week for the podcast so you can see. I'm still loving it. I just have to get it stitched together. It frustrates me because I can only do 2 or 3 stitches and I have to put it down. And I know Tracy, my therapist, would tell me, well, that's good. You're not pushing it too hard, so you're hurting yourself. You know when to stop. Because that's what she said when I was starting to do my knitting. She's a dear lady. And if you're watching, Tracy, hi! She told me she was going to look it up. I'm not sure if I believe her. We will see. I go see her every day. Well, no, I don't see her tomorrow. But I see her every other day, so, you know. I'll find out. If we don't have any internet issues, this goes out all right and everything. So, anyways, that's been it for my knitting. And I can't show you those 2 things because they're pattern tests. I'm so sorry. But you know what? It's okay, because we could just have a visit. So, first of all, I want to express my sorrow to dear Betsy. She had wrote in her blog last Saturday that her brother was not doing well. He wasn't expected to make it through the night. He got COVID-19. And she was able to FaceTime with him, but he wasn't doing well. So Betsy, I love you. My prayers have been going out to, well, they were going out to your brother and his family, and of course you, my sweetheart. I haven't heard from anybody else if they have it or if they know of somebody who has it. I have, I know people who have it, but they aren't close to me. And I know somebody else who has passed away from it. This is not a joke. You know, when they ask you to wear the masks and things, it's not a joke. You're doing it not just to protect yourself, but mainly to protect others because you could have it and not have any symptoms, but then pass it on to others. And I think about that when I go to physical therapy every day. I really have not been out to that many places. Our church is opening on June 7th, and it is a concern to me. But I also realize that we need to live, but we need to live respectfully, thinking of others. So, I'm sorry, I'll get off my soapbox. I just, for right now, I don't always. Okay, did get to talk to my grandkids. It was funny. Excuse me. I don't know why. This was a mug I brought back from Ireland, and I had bought two mugs, and one was a finer, um, lighter mug, and it had some beautiful Celtic designs on it. I gave that to my son. I kept the heavy mug, which I like. It does keep my tea warm and everything, but right now I have to lift it with my left hand. And the day I had my surgery, I had to have a shot put in my left thumb, and it didn't seem to take as well as they usually have. So it's kind of chancy for me to pick this up. I have to, plus I have to watch my other arthritic fingers. So this is just green tea and Earl Grey or vanilla. Oh, I love Earl Grey or vanilla. By itself, it's almost too strong. So by mixing it with the green tea, oh, don't have to add anything. It tastes lovely. So, anyways, then I got to talk to my granddaughter and grandson. My granddaughter had a Band-Aid. I saw a picture of her. She had created I think it was the beginning of a Lego castle. I'm not for sure. And there was this Band-Aid, and I'm sitting there going, oh no, what happened? Well, I didn't get the whole story because she was talking a mile a minute, and I didn't catch it all. Something about her brother and their cat Mustachio. So I'm assuming Mustachio must have scratched her right there. And she was telling, and they've got allergies. Not my daughter, but her husband and the two kids get allergies so bad. And so every once in a while you catch them, not rubbing their eyes, but rubbing close. And I always feel so sorry for her. Well, she was doing that, and she kept hitting her scratch. So she asked her mom to put a Band-Aid on it. So, sweet little girl. And then Tobias was talking to me. What was he talking with me about? Oh, he was talking a mile a minute too. We might have just been watching Wild Kratts. I'm not sure. But this was actually a time when I got to talk to my daughter too. Doesn't happen very often. But they've got a beautiful wildflower garden out back, and the kids love going through there and finding ladybugs. So it's fun, and their flowers are gorgeous. I saw some cosmos in there. I'm not sure what else is in there, but they have cosmos, and they just love walking through them. I have a picture that I'm not sure if I'll put at the beginning and the end. I don't have knitting pictures to show today. I do have other things I'll be taking pictures of, so I'm not sure. I'll probably put their picture at the beginning, but there's one of Tobias just growing in the garden. Okay, I do want to remind you, my daughter has a blog, and it's called Moore's World of, oh no, Moore's Adventures in World Homeschooling, I think is what it is. Um, Anyways, there's a link to it on the show notes. So if you're interested, she would love to hear your feedback. She did a unit on backyard fair. Now, I also have pictures of each of the kids with face painted, and that's because they had a backyard fair, and so they had to get their face painted. And so there's a picture of each one of them. And then she also did a product review, Explore Science by Home Science Tools, Space and Plants. I told her, space and plants, what could be wrong with that? I love it. So, but they're both very good. She includes unit studies with them. One's a product review. She gives you details about it, like if there's pages to activity pages to go with it, if there's activities to go with it, which for the age of her kids, there are. Um, it's really cool. I I love them, and it's not just because she's my daughter. This is a very, like I've said before, she does unit reviews. The backyard fair was a unit, and she actually put spelling and math and science and everything in this. And she's that's such a good job. Now, I have a dear friend. I want to share her blog with you too. It's Nina's at my house, and I have a link to it in the show notes. She has so many beautifully self-created knitting patterns and crocheting patterns. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I have I have pattern tested for her before, and her patterns are beautiful. So, just a second. He came in, he came out. I don't know. I guess he didn't need me. Anyways, so Nina's blog is a wonderful place if you're looking for hand created, she puts so much love in her work. And it's always such a privilege to pattern test for her. And like I said, she crochets and she knits. I've always pattern tested her knitting before because that's what I'm better at. Crocheting has always hurt my hands to work with more than knitting. Okay, now speaking of knitting, I'm going to talk a little bit about Knit Picks. Surprise, surprise. I am an affiliate with Knit Picks, which means that if you purchase things through the ads that are over to the side on the blogs, the Knit Picks ads, if you use those to go to Knit Picks and then make a purchase, I get a couple pennies, which I could then use for postage or for prizes or things like that. So keep that in mind. Right now, they are still having their sweet sweater savings sale. You buy 10 or more cotton blend yarns and you receive a $10 off your order. There is a code. I do not remember it. I didn't put it in my notes. But if you go to their webpage, to their store online, they give you the code. That's not something you have to look for. However, if you don't use the code, you don't get the $10 off. So anyways, so if you click on one of the ads off to the side, it will take you to Knit Picks and you can look and see. They have so many beautiful yarns. Now, something else about Knit Picks. Oh, a while ago, I shared with you how I don't even know why I was doing this. I think I had a question about my affiliation. And so I went down to the bottom of their page and it said influencers and affiliates, or affiliates and influencers, one or the other. I thought, what is an influencer? Have to check this out. And I did. And now, if you're not interested in Knit Picks, or if you're not interested in craft books that I will be reviewing, this would be a fine time to cut out. But I'm going to do my Knit Picks review, and then I'm going to do a couple craft books, and there will be a giveaway with the craft books. So that's up to you if you want to hang around or not. One of the first things I got when I opened up their box, and I've never purchased one of these. I've seen them. I've thought about it. Never purchased. Oops, that's not good. I didn't. Just a second. I filled this in, and then I didn't put something in all the way. So, anyways, this is a circular needle tote. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And let's see what it says about. Stylish storage for your interchangeable needles. Sorry, it's a circular. I meant interchangeable. Um, Thoughtful pockets for small accessories and cables with a magnetic closure. Silver options, interchangeable needle clutch. Let me tell you, I love the fact that it's magnetic because I do have trouble sometimes with snaps. So you open it up, and the first thing you see is this nice zipper pocket. Sorry. I could see putting, I mean, if you wanted to carry this as a purse, you could put your ID and things in that pocket, or you could use it to put, there's always knitting things, progress markers, stitch markers, whatever. Then, inside, they have even more pockets. So like when you get interchangeable needles from Knit Picks, they always send you a little bag that has the stands and the key to tighten your interchangeable needles. And I thought, well, that's a perfect place to put that. Sorry. In that little pocket. Now that one does snap, but that's okay. I don't want to lose those things. Then they have another pocket right here. And this pocket is a perfect place to put your cables. And then flip it around. And look, perfect storage for your needles. Now, they also included for me to look at, which is so silly because I love the mosaic wood needles. They sent me a complete set of the short interchangeable knitting needles, sizes 4 through 10. Now, where are they, you say? Well, they're all right in here. And yes, these are the short ones, which I suppose my biggest problem with using this is I'd be afraid they'd get down there, down there, and I wouldn't be able to get them out. But the short one, I have used short ones before, and I do like them. They are perfect for like little items like socks. But anyways, so they sent me these, and let me tell you, I love the mosaic wood. I love Knit Picks interchangeables. They are easy. I have arthritis, as you well know. I love the ease that you can interchange these onto the cables. You can use any of the Knit Pick cables with these. They just happen to include 2 of the shorter ones. But, these are very nice. I love the wood. Wood is warmer to work with when you have arthritis in your fingers. So to have, that's all I say that's all I use. I do have one set of metal needles that I do use, but I don't like them. But they're emergency needles. You know what? I don't need them now. So this clutch is perfect. Then you put your needles in it. And look how easy this goes together. No pushing it. It just, whoops. Then, as I say that time it doesn't catch. You do have to have the magnets lined up. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So that's the nice clutch. And that's the nice needles, all from wonderful Knit Picks. Is that all they sent? Oh, of course not. What is Knit Picks known for? Yarn. They sent me this beautiful Now, I will be knitting some of these up in swatches. I did not have the time this week, but I'm going to be doing it because I want to show if the yarn splits, if it works up satisfactorily, what I might possibly use it for, things like that. This is Snuggle Puff. It is a machine washable tumble dryer, 70% cotton, 30% nylon, um, size 4 weight, and they recommend size 10 to 11 needles or K through M hooks. And it's an Aran, I never know how you say that. Is it Aran or Aran? Aran / heavy worsted weight. And it's 142 yards or 50 grams in each ball. And this one is called Hatchling. We actually got my lighting worked around so the colors on the yarn are pretty close. It's a little greener than what this is showing. But you know me, I do the cheek test. Oh, this is so soft. So that was 2 balls of yarn they sent me. I wanted to find, I got some more hatchling, Snuggle Puff. I love that name too, Snuggle Puff. And this is the same yarn, only this is, where did I find the name? Where did I find the name on there? Oh, it was under there. Oh, it's lamb. Makes sense. And oh, that is so soft. So I have 2 of those. Sorry, I'm going to put them down here. Sorry, Tracy, if you're watching. Then, and I also apologize for the rustling of the bag. Platypup. It's, yeah, that is the color. Isn't that gorgeous? So I will be knitting those up and letting you know what I think of those when I knit them up. Then they have a no-brainer here. You know, how many times do you hear me talk about knitting something? And usually on this is one. There it is. It was hiding. And usually the words out of my mouth are, and this is knit with Chroma Twist. Well, this is a worsted weight Chroma Twist. And look at these colors. This is Sandpiper. I want to get it so that you can see the color change. That is Sandpiper. And like I said, this is a worsted weight. And I have 2 of those. They sent me 2 of each color. Bless their hearts. Then I have 2 of Sedona. I thought it was Sedona, but for some reason I put another A in there. Sedona. Isn't that gorgeous? Two of those. This is also Sedona, but look at the color variation. I just love that. That's what I love about Chroma Twist. Then they also sent me Cousteau. In honor of either Jock or his son. I do not remember his son's name. I'm so sorry. But look at those. And once again, they passed the cheek test. So, so soft. I can honestly tell you just from feeling these, there's going to be some very blessed kids that are going to get many chemo caps out of these. If I might possibly have a giveaway, we'll see. If I were to have a yarn giveaway of any of these, what do you think you would like? What should I give away? Then, because you can't stop at that, they have is called Static Fingering Weight Yarn. 437 yards, 100 gram. I'm reading off the labels just so you know. Size 1 weight, 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, machine wash cold, tumble dry low. They suggest either 1 through 3, size 1 through 3 needles, or B through E crochet hooks. This is glow. There's enough for a pair of socks in just that one skein. Now look. Why stop at one? Look at that. Soft. It is very soft too. It passed. I haven't had a yarn today that's not passed the cheek test. Then another static. This is a cool color. I know so many people in my family that love green. Well, Molly, Jeremiah, Tobias likes green. My husband loves green. This is static, and this is terrarium. Look at that. Oh, beautiful yarn. Oh. So, if you think I should have a giveaway of one of the yarns after I make up a sample, let me know which one you think you would like. And then we'll see. I'm not sure. I have to think about this. Then I wanted to tell you something else. Before my shoulder surgery, I avoided writing, if at all possible. It hurt a lot to write. Well, I can now write again. And because I can write and I can use a pen, I've decided to start taking Hebrew. No, I didn't decide that. Back at the New Year, I've told you this, I was going to learn German. But my husband said, I told my husband this, he goes, why not Hebrew? I thought, okay, could be a challenge. So I go to Duolingo. Now, the only problem is, you can do it through Duolingo, but they will give you a sentence or a word, and you have to know that you're reading it from right to left. And they don't help you knowing what symbol makes what sound or anything. Well, Udemy, U-D-E-M-Y, offers courses, and I have started doing Hebrew. So, like at the top, I had a little squiggly there. The word, they don't use words like am, is, are, but like the first word there is I, and you say that ani. And then you have he, which my pronunciations are over here. So, look at that. I am so thrilled. I just started this really yesterday because I wasn't able to write too much before that, so I didn't want to start it when I couldn't write the symbols. So I am thrilled with that. And the nice thing is, I've purchased the course. It is mine forever. So I can go as fast or as slow as I want. So I'm thinking I'm going to recopy everything today, and then maybe tomorrow do another lesson. I'm so thrilled. I'll let you know how it's going each week. You guys will keep me on task. Just a minute. I think my husband's going to get ready to go. Sorry for the interruptions today. This is what happens when I wait to do my podcast until, well, right now it's 12:30. So you. So, as I get books from Dover on different crafts. Some of them I like to give away, some I like to keep. Well, I got another shipment. Actually, I got 2 shipments. I was very glad I didn't do my review on one day because I got 2 more books the next day. This is a wonderful book, Wreaths for Every Season. Now, some of you may know, I have an associate's degree in horticulture. Way back when, before I had kids or anything, I used to dream of owning my own little flower shop. I look now and I think, you know, I had to stop teaching because of arthritis. I would have had to stop doing that too. But at the time, I didn't know this. And one of my favorite things to make were wreaths. This is such a cool book. They break your wreaths down into seasons. Well, first of all, let me tell you, they start off with an introduction, of course. your supplies that you might need, which is helpful, other supplies. Then they go into winter wreaths. And let me see if I can show this. Those are all the wreaths, whoops, that they have step-by-step directions to behind that page. And I love it because they give you your basic supplies, then the specific supplies that you need for this one, and then step by step, not only written out, but pictures. Isn't that great? I like Dover because they do that. Their directions are just so wonderful. Look at that cotton wreath. I've already looked through this book 2-3 times. Doesn't matter. I still like it. Since this is winter, you have to have an ornament wreath. But then after winter, they go on into, they have a snowman wreath, a eucalyptus wreath. That'd be scenty. Spring. Look at those spring wreaths. The umbrella is so cute. So that's the ones that are in here for spring. It's just wonderful, and because each one is so different. But yet I can see getting it out every year or redoing it every year with different colors or something. It's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Then they have summer. And of course, with summer, you have to have the 4th of July and a beach theme. So that's a couple of them. There's 4th of July. Oh, and the beach theme is right beside it. But look at those. Aren't those lovely? And I apologize that the podcast is so long today, but I had a feeling, knowing I wanted to do my influencer stuff and do this book, these books, that it would be longer. Sorry. It only happens once in a while. Then we have fall. Look at those. Sorry. I can't get in my mind which way I need to turn the pages. Now, as I said, some of them I give away, some of them I keep. I'm keeping this book. I can see me using it. I love doing that kind of thing. But don't fret, don't worry. Oh, I should tell you, that is available from Dover for $19.95. And I know you can get it at Amazon too. I don't give the links anymore for Amazon because I don't, I'm not affiliated with them anymore. People just weren't purchasing from me, so just didn't make sense. If you think that you would, let me know. I can try to be an affiliate again. I put the little links over to the side like I'm doing with Knit Picks. Let me know. So, I've got 2 books here that I am going to give away. I don't want you guys not to enter because you're worried about postage. I don't want you to do that. Because if I don't give these away, they just clutter up my shelves. So, I mean, whenever I have a book giveaway, nobody is entering. And I think it's because you're worried about the cost of the postage. Well, my husband and I have agreed that it's better to have these going to a good home than to be collecting dust on my shelf. So, the first one, I don't know if anybody here does embroidery. I used to. It fascinated me, seeing how one stitch can lead to another, can lead to a beautiful design. Well, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Jane Austen. I say this, you know, mockingly, in a way. I love Jane Austen. Well, this combines Jane Austen and embroidery. Regency patterns reimagined for modern stitchers. This is a cool book. But I do not do embroidery anymore. So if you do, I will tell you what to do in a minute. Just like the other book, this starts off with materials and methods for embroidering. What every embroiderer should have in their toolkits. Different kinds of scissors there are, other supplies, frames and hoops, and so on. Then getting ready to stitch. They tell you how to, what to use, how to transfer designs, and so on, how to change a pattern's size. Then they even talk about framing your embroidery when you're done. Then they go through embroidery stitches. And I like the fact that they have the drawing and the directions, so that sometimes you don't see what they're doing in a drawing, but then you read the words and it's like, oh, now I get it. Or you put the two together. Or if you really have issues, you can always go to YouTube. Then it tells you how to use the embroidery templates and finishing techniques. Now, they give a little bit of history about the Jane Austen era, dressing back then, embroidered waistcoats and so on. Then they start you off with a beginner's pattern, which is wonderful. A simple sprig pattern stitched two ways. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them both. One of those is white on white, and the other one uses the purple and things. And that is such a gorgeous, wonderful pattern to start with. They have a little Northanger Abbey quote. You know, I wanted you not to buy that sprigged muslin, but you would. It tells you how to mark out the design and then embroider it and so on, finishing it. Then they have a beaded pencil case. And here's something from Jane Austen. Wrote many letters, and she wrote many to her sister Cassandra. And here she says, I am sick of myself and my bad pens. Well, if you have a bad pen or pencil, there's a nice little hand-stitched pencil case. Isn't that great? An evening clutch. From Sense and Sensibilities. But he talked of flannel waistcoats, and with me, a flannel waistcoat is invariably connected with aches, cramps, and rheumatisms. Sounds kind of good to me, but you know. This is an intermediate. This is a fire flower apron. Look at that apron. Isn't that gorgeous? I could see me wearing that while I'm cooking supper. Or cooking a holiday meal or something. And it even tells you how to make up the apron. So, this one is an advanced one. This is the Harvest Housewife. Look at that. And once again, it gives you the patterns. I don't show you the pattern pictures, remember, or anything like that, because some people would just go crazy and freeze frame and copy things down. I don't like to do that. It tells you how to make up the housewife. It's just, look at that. Isn't that cool? Then they go on to embroidered accessories. How do you like my trimming? So they talk about the different things like handkerchiefs and cravats that they would wear back then, muffs, so on. So they go on to a beginner pretty floral napkin set. Isn't that lovely? I like embroidery. I love embroidery. I just wish I could do it. And, you know, something that I'm sure Jane Austen used quite a bit. A quilted cell phone pouch. It did say it's for modern stitchers. That would be so cool. So cool. I could see having your pouch with you. Your phone rings and you take your phone out of your pouch and people are going to look at that and say, oh, did you make that? That is beautiful. Because it would be unique. It would be your own stitching, your own background cloth, and so on. A quilted tablet sleeve. That would be nice. I have a tablet. I have my little reading Kindle that doesn't have a sleeve right now. I keep thinking I'm going to knit one, and I haven't yet. but look at the inside of it. Isn't that cool? I love it. Then an elegant Regency style reticule, I never knew how to say that, or jewelry pouch. This is an intermediate design. Wow. I'm sorry, this one's taking forever to get through. But, I mean this podcast. They have a muslin shawl. Oh. Then they have, let's see what else. Christmas tea box top. This is a beginner's pattern. I didn't show you the shawl because it was white work, so you wouldn't have been able to see it very well. They have a gold and green work bag. Anyways, so if you think that you are a pincushion, if you think you would be interested in this book, remember, I'm serious. I do not need this collecting dust on my shelf because I can't embroider anymore. I want you to tell me in the show notes, underneath the video somewhere, what your favorite Jane Austen book is. I'll tell you if you don't know. There's Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Northanger Abbey, Mansfield Park. Then I have one more book. Oops, don't want to put it there. 3D Papercraft. Create fun paper cutouts from plain paper. I have problems using scissors because of my arthritis in my fingers. This is another book that's going to be given away because there's just no way in the world I could use it because my hands don't let me. I'm just going to show you some of the pictures that they have at the beginning for the different things, and it's amazing me. They have, look at the Scottish thistle. Whoever gets this book, you can make me a Scottish thistle. I would love it. Look at those. Aren't those gorgeous? On a plain paper. I know. I'm back here saying, wow, wow. I know. Then they have chandelier, jack-o'-lantern, angeled wings, and a quill pen. Oops, sorry. Cool, huh? A gecko, horseshoe, skull, lightning, sword, iron bars, thorns, bones, crown, anchor, star, and moon. And I know it's possible to do these things. I used to love being creative with things like this, and it's amazing how a cut here or a cut there. I'm sorry, I should tell you. A fleur-de-lis and a decorative alphabet. I hope you're taking note of what some of these projects are, because if you're interested in this book, you need to know at least one of the projects. Mistletoe and pea pods. How cool. 4-leaf clovers, tulips, simple flowers, 3 kinds of hearts, fish, pigs, ducks, and rabbits. This is amazing. A plain alphabet and plain numbers. Flowers and leaves for vases. And the vases pictured are glass jars. Aren't those gorgeous? I'm probably not going to have any new pictures at the beginning of this video this week because I don't think I have any new color. We did get our garden planted. Lily of the Valleys. We do have some of those blooming, but I don't think I'm going to walk out there and get it because we got a swamp in our yard. We had a big rain yesterday. And a flower basket. I'll do it this way. That almost turned the book the wrong way. Party decorations and a rosette. That'd be fun. If you had a little fun and games thing. You can make up little rosettes for people. A rose, a climbing rose, flowers on branches, and holly, pine cones, and fir. Yes, they have directions, but they have a lot of these things in it, patterns in there. Apples and pears, oranges, cherries, and grapes. Oh my goodness. So then they have tags like you put on a present. Lilies of the valleys again. Elephant pop-up and it's just different flowers. They have the designs that butterflies. I love butterflies. Um, oh, and then ornaments, and I do love my butterflies. Then they have cubic shapes, houses, trees, fences. They have a lot in here. Box-shaped symbols, box-shaped peoples and animals. A cubic alphabet and arrows and numbers. No, no numbers, just alphabet and arrows. And then they have wall racks, hooks, and baskets. We're almost through these. I was going to stop a little bit ago, but ladles, kitchen tools, and decorative borders. These are all linked together, and that's why, you know, chain patterns. Look at this alphabet and numbers. Wow. And tables, chairs, cups, pots, and symbols. Then they have how to make. And as you know, I do not show the directions and things. They tell you how to prepare the paper, copy the pattern, cutting out the pattern, taping the pattern to the drawing paper, how to fold the creases. And I mean, their directions, this is Dover. Their directions are always so clear, and their pictures just help. I mean, they are just so wonderful. They do have the patterns. So anyways, you know, I told you to pay attention to some of the pattern names. Because if you think you are interested in this book of 3D paper crafts, down below, underneath the video, I want you to put down which of these crafts you could see yourself making. Then if you get the book, you can make it and put it in the finished object thing for that month. So 3D paper crafts. Oh. Oops. I keep wanting to go to the right. Guess what? I know, it's been a long one. I do apologize. I do not like going this long. But I needed to get through a lot of things. So I want to thank all of you for your prayers and for your good wishes that I could get back to knitting after my surgery. Know that my prayers are with you, all of you, along with my love, because I do love you all. I hope you have a good week. I hope all your craftiness is successful, and if you make any mistakes, I hope they're little ones that are easy to fix. Love you all. Big hugs. God's blessings, and take care. Bye-bye.